We've got a shiny new one-shot for Otherworldly difficulty Wyvern Hunt. This is my favorite one of all the ones that I've set up so far. The core of it is BDom, Ken, and Fern. This is a standard 3-man, 100% consistent one-shot. There's a lot of things that I like about this. The units that you use aren't really PvP relevant. The only one that I would say is truly relevant is Dominiel. A lot of times in Guild War I use her a lot, and this is my Guild War BDom. You don't really have to re-gear her at all. Fern, you would have to re-gear from her PvP build, but I think you can live without Fern. Like, it'll be fine if you just ungear her, honestly. So we'll be using her here as our primary DPS. The previous setup used Straze, a Rom plus Gross, plus a pretty, like, wonky opener. This is a lot more easy to set up, I would say. Another thing is the tuning on this is really, really simple. It literally just goes CR Pusher, Deathbreaker, DPS, that's it. The comp pretty much tunes itself. There's really not that much to think about. And we'll go over alternatives later for just making this easier to gear via artifacts or fourth unit choices, but let's take a look at the base setup first. The Bunny Dominiel, like I mentioned, this is my Guild War BDom. It's kind of just random gear on her with Bird's Eye View. Bird's Eye View is, of course, completely useless here. If you were actually trying to use her to increase your damage, Warhorn. 10% attack to all allies. Technically, you could use Queen's Whistle too if you really want the damage, but we're going to be doing this without touching my Guild War BDom. Her speed doesn't matter at all. Even if she's like blazing fast for some reason, or you have her maybe not like dirt slow, but even like 200 speed would probably work out okay. Whatever you use for her is probably going to be fine. Now for Ken, BDom gives us Vigor on her S3, so we can ignore F-Res, 100% Death Break on her S2, which makes this 100, or on his S2, which makes this completely consistent. With his E, also gets a dual attack from Fern, which is really, really nice. His artifact, give him any sort of attack boosting artifact. Since we're not using Warhorn on BDom, you probably should put it on Ken, but just in case you're using it somewhere else, we're not going to give it to him. And then for his stats, all that matters is that his speed is between BDom and Fern. You don't really care about the rest of it. I kind of auto-geared him, but you really don't need this. I also don't feel like ungearing him and then retuning his speed, so we're just going to leave it. Lastly is Fern, the most important unit here. You've got a bit of a DPS check here. So it's just Warfare plus Pen, because Warfare is going to let us instantly use her S3, which normally starts full cooldown, plus Daydream Joker, of course. Here are the pieces that I am using, and like I mentioned, we'll go over ways to make this easier to gear later. Now what about our front slot? Whoever you're friendship farming goes fine here. We're going to put in Stark for moral support. Gonna put up the timer, and let's go take a look. The BDom goes first here, but Wyvern's going to get the CR push because of a non-ice unit moving, so he still cuts Ken. Ooh, Stark got one-shot. Whether he gets one-shot or two-shot kind of changes how fast this run is by like a couple of seconds. So yeah, about 21-22 seconds. If he takes 2 hits to die, it'll probably take like an extra second and a half or something, or 3 hits, maybe you have him level 60. But yep, nice and simple one-shot, insanely fast. So let's go ahead and talk about how to make this a little bit easier to gear. So one, if you give BDom Warhorn, it's an extra 10% attack. That would obviously make this a lot easier to gear. This kind of defeats the purpose of friendship farming, but if you take the friendship artifact and swap it for like super duper water shooter or something, that's an extra 5% attack on your front unit. And then, assuming you have BDom on Warhorn, it takes roughly about like, let's see, let's go Warfare set. I think it was this sword. Yeah, this kills like 4,800, and her S3 does scale off of speed. So with this speed and about this much attack, this just barely kills the Wyvern with a Warhorn on BDom. my Ken also does have a little bit damage. It's really not doing that much, but it might be significant just because of how close the damage is here. I tried it with a different build, which is this one. This doesn't kill. 13 less speed, 39 less attack. This does not kill. So let's just, I mean, it takes like 20 seconds. We can just do a quick run.
이번 점괘는 어떨까요? 명제 통각이랍니다.
Took 2 hits of eye that time, so it takes a little bit longer.
저르더라.
But yeah, that still kills. We can talk more about the force unit that goes in here, because let's change her gear around a little bit. So before I had her like this, and then let's say I'm just gonna do this. We're just gonna break her pen set. She lost like 1,000 attack pretty much, lost a bit of crit damage. We're also technically missing crit chance. I don't know if I can get her this crit chance without like getting any crit damage or attack on, ideally. I don't think that's possible for me to do just because of the pieces that I have. I mean, this gives her speed, which is still damage, whatever. Surely we crit, it's only 2%. This will one-shot if you add an additional Deathbreaker. You have a lot of Deathbreaker options. I'm gonna just show a Deathbreak setup first. My favorite one to use for this is ML Diane, because I think it's kind of funny. I'm gonna swap this out for a Friendship Farming Artifact real quick. We're gonna just unequip this, unequip that. This is for speed tuning, so she goes below Ken. And then my BDom should still be on Warhorn. Great, let's go take a look, and we might as well time it. That started a full second early, it's okay. So when you're using an extra dual attacker, your front slot does matter, because they will get pushed back. Diane naturally has 200 F-res, so we're okay in that department. I did it a bit early because I started it early, so like it doesn't really take that much longer to add in a 4th dual attacker. Now, of course, I did say something about, you know, using PvP relevant units. Diane definitely qualifies as one of them. You have a lot of dual attacker options. Laya's not really a unit anymore. Her EE gives you a guaranteed dual attack with the back row. If you just put Fern in the back row, she'll always dual attack with her. Of course, Diane naturally has 200 F-res, so you're probably gonna want to make, like, I mean, it's gonna look a bit weird, but you're gonna want, like, a 200 F-res. Yeah, like something like this, with much less speed. Whatever. Roughly something like this would probably look fine. Whoever your front attacker is gonna want 200 F-res. Besides Laya, you also have Archdemon Shadow. I mean, we have the toggle now. We can just look through these. It has to be somebody who dual attacks instantly, like, without any sort of extra conditions, and has to be guaranteed with the highest attack ally. So, Laya, Ken we're already using. We have Laya, Diane, and Archdemons are pretty much the big 3. Because Sinful Angelica and Politis you technically could use, they would just have to lap all the way around. And the CR push can be a little bit annoying to work with. You might just end up using that to CR push BDom or something, put BDom in the back. Because you technically could run like a 300 speed poly, and she could just lap around and dual attack maybe. I almost forgot to mention, in the situation that, like, let's just say you really don't want to, like, change your BDom's gear, then let's revert this back to bird's eye view. Then there is one alternative option to Bunny Dominiel, which is of course going to be Conqueror Lilius. If you are somebody who just doesn't really use her at all, then you can, you know, give her some gear, give her some random attack boosting artifact, and this could give you a little bit of an extra boost to your damage if you need it. You will, like, if you're not imprinted, you're gonna lose out on the team attack percent imprint, but the 5% attack from the artifact is going to outweigh the the unit imprint, because this is base stats and this is end attack. So this could be like a potential option for you to run a little bit slower because a bit more animations, but yeah, that's just in case you like need the extra damage from the artifact and you don't want to ungear your or re-gear your BDom's artifact. Anyways, that is pretty much it. Really fun setup. I don't really like farming Otherworldly Wyvern because of how little gear you actually end up getting from this place. It's my... can't say it's my least favorite one, but it's one of my least favorite Otherworldly hunts to farm. But in case anybody wants to farm this, I think this is a fun little setup to run, provided you have the gear for it.